and welcome inside Platte Arena as tonight Conference League play begins as the Lady Foresters take on the Marian University Knights. Hi folks, I'm Victor McCarty, reunited once again with my partner in crime, Logan Hunt. Logan, both of these teams are 6-1. Real quickly, what do you look for tonight?
I look for a very up-tempo game out of Marian. They're averaging 89 points a game. That's fourth in NAIA, so you got to watch out for them. They're number 2 in the land and three-point percentage, shooting 42%. Got to watch out for Marian tonight, shooting that ball quickly.
Well, before we continue on with the focus of tonight's game, let's take a look at what happened this past weekend as HU hosted their tournament.
Last Saturday, the Lady Foresters got a great win against number 10 Purdue Calumet, and this weekend HU hosted their annual tournament. Both days, though, saw two different sides of Coach Culler's squad. In round 1, they faced the Fighting Saints from Illinois, but it was the Foresters who had to fight to stay alive. The Saints controlled the paint, out-rebounding HU 47-32 as senior Katie Gonnering led with a double-double of 23 points and 13 backboards of her own. But the Foresters refused to give up, as it doesn't matter how much you score, but when you score. In the last 4 minutes, HU found themselves down by 9. First, Rekka would hit an easy J, getting things rolling. She'd finish with 22 points. Then both Baker and Eschman would go to the line, hitting both of their free shots. Kelsey Hubble would also add a layup, and just like that, the Foresters were only down by 1 with 5 seconds left as they fouled Brown. In 4 minutes, HU had 9 straight points, and it all came down to this. Brown goes to the line for the 1-and-1 and would miss as Allison Trout collects the rebound, handing it off to the senior Courtney Baker. She uses her famous speed and lays up the buzzer beater floater. With no time left, the Lady Foresters would win 66-65 and move on to the championship round. Our unsung hero of the game, though, has to be Allison Trout coming off the bench, as without her 1 rebound and 11 points, HU would not have been in the position to make the come-from-behind victory. Day 2 wasn't as exciting as the first, but that's not always bad as the Foresters faced the IU Southeast Grenadiers for bragging rights. Unlike the night prior, HU had a little more pep in their step. Early in the first, center Jacqueline Bonma called in the SWAT team with a major block that would define the rest of the day, as the green and white always seem to be just one step ahead of their opponent. Miranda Palmer returned to her usual sharpshooter ways with a handful of threes and a total of 18 points. Although the stats weren't perfect, HU's momentum carried them throughout the contest. Coach Culler touched on her team's imperfections after the game.
We're going to be doing at least one blockout drill on Monday night, so we need to get better at that, and we need to just, I think make sure that we're coming out with our best effort every night. Yesterday I felt like we just kind of came out flat, and that could have been a little bit from having a week in between games, but regardless, I thought they bounced back well today.
After winning the HU tournament 2 years in a row, might I add, the 6-1 Lady Foresters look to Tuesday the 25th when they host the Marian Knights in the year's first conference game. For FDN Sports, I'm Victor McCarty.
Well, as you know, Logan, it was definitely an exciting time to be inside Platte Arena Friday night as Courtney Baker marched it down the court to get the last second shot and advance the Lady Foresters into the second round. Again, just a very exciting time.
It definitely was an exciting time. It's great seeing the Foresters come out and winning their home tournament that weekend. It was a fantastic time. I know I enjoyed it, and I'm sure you did too, Victor, as it was just a great time.
It reminded me of last year on this night when the men Foresters, they were here inside Platte Arena and Shane Merriman hit that shot. I mean, that was another exciting time to be a Forester. But speaking of the men, this year they are away tonight down in Indy facing the men Knights. So we will have updates from that game throughout this game as well. Try to keep you updated on both of the Foresters games. But as we look at the Crossroads League standings for the ladies real quick, we see number 19, and keep in mind that the rankings are still preseason. The new rankings will come out next week, but the Lady Foresters are in first place, and Marian is right behind them. So that tonight's game is a very big matchup between the top 2 teams in the Crossroads Leagues.
This definitely, like you said, will decide the top team in the Crossroads League, and starting out with such a hard conference game, some of the Foresters have to take it into effect. They have to be proud of it and have to really come out and show that they can be on top from the beginning.
Well, as we know, Logan, there's always plenty of fight inside the Crossroads League. But again, before we continue with tonight's matchup, let's get to know the Lady Foresters.
Lee Baker, senior, Newcastle High School.
Amelia Recker, junior, Arlington High School.
Miranda White, freshman, Fremont High School.
Gina Eisenhut, sophomore, Bluffton High School.
Kelsey Hubble, junior, Pendleton Heights.
Miranda Palmer, sophomore, Arcadia High School.
Brooke Yoder, freshman, Westview High School.
Jacqueline Bonema, junior, Ileana Christian.
Alexis Rockwell, freshman, Belmont High School.
Allison Trout, sophomore, Huntington North.
Amelia Eschman, senior, Downers Grove North High School.
Lacey Dietrich, sophomore, Faith Christian.
It's always great to get to know the team, and we're going to take a quick break here on FDN Sports, a part of the Forester Digital Network, as it'll be time for the prayer and national anthem. We'll be right back with starting lineups.
And now, introducing the starting lineup. First of all, for the visitors from Marian University, number 1, Jessica Amanda. Number 3, Kaylee Walker.
We look at the starting lineups for tonight. First off, the Marian Knights. We have number 1, Jessica Almeida, and fun fact, Logan, she's from Portugal, so it's always nice to see some international play. We have number 3, Kaylee Walters, number 4, Lakan Hasser-Smith, number 11, Faith Reese, and number 12, Kelly Kirchhoff. Who stands out to you for the Knights, Logan?
For the Knights, it's going to have to be Laken Hasser-Smith. Laken Hasser-Smith is the leading scorer for the Marian Knights, scoring 19 points a game. Gonna have to keep an eye out on her. She is the leader in three-point shots for the Knights also.
And now we look at your Huntington University Lady Foresters. The usual starting lineup as we see, Logan, number 2, Miranda Palmer, number 3, Kelsey Hubble, number 4, Courtney Baker, number 10, Jacqueline Bonema, and number 20, Amelia Recker. Logan, who do you think is going to have to step up tonight for the Foresters? As we saw, Palmer didn't have a great game on Friday, but had a nice bounce-back game on Saturday. But who do you think is going to stand up?
I don't know about stand up, but someone who always performs is Amelia Recker. She's getting almost 19 points a game, and she gets a quiet 19. Most of the times you don't know Amelia Recker's shots, but she does a great job getting off that pick and pop scenario. So watch out for Amelia Recker to have just she'll be in probably double figures by the time we get to halftime.
Well, Logan, we're about to start here inside Platt Arena. And some more fun facts. The Foresters right now are number 1 in the country in free throw percentage, whereas the Knights are number 3 in field goal percentage at 51%.
It should be a shootout tonight. We're getting ready to jump this off. It'll be Reese and Bonema. And Reese wins the tip. She gets to Ameda. Ameda up top to Kirkhoff. Kirkhoff gets it over to Walters. Walters driving left side. Dish out to the corner. Hosser-Smith up top to Kirkhoff. Out to Almeida. She drives in. Left-handed layup. That's good to get the game started.
We've seen the Foresters have trouble all season long being able to control the paint. So we'll see how the Foresters progress in that field tonight.
Palmer gets the ball for the Foresters. And she throws that ball out of bounds, trying to find Hubble in the corner. Great defense there by Marian Knights, and Jessica Almeida, she stands at 5'9". That's going to be a matchup, or a hard matchup for Miranda Palmer, who's only 5'6".
The Knights are the taller of the two teams, Logan, as we see on the bench for the Knights right now is 6'1" Claire Holba. So when she gets into the game, she's going to be really able to control the paint.
Walters drilling the long two. Give the Knights a 4-0 lead as we see the Knights trying to trap in the backcourt. Palmer gets it up, takes the screen. Dish to Recker. Recker drives, and they're going to call a foul. This will be on Faith Reese, the 5'10" senior from Noblesville, Indiana. That'll be Reese's first foul. It'll be Hubble to inbound from the baseline for the Foresters. She gets it to Palmer. Palmer takes the three and banks it in off the glass.
Kissing it off the glass, Logan. I look for Palmer trying to control the perimeter shooting because the Foresters are great in perimeter shooting as they are number 11 in the country at threes.
Not only can they shoot threes, but Palmer can get herself a steal. She gets it up, gets it to Hubble for three. That's off the mark. Offensive rebound by Amelia Recker. She finds Palmer. Palmer behind the back. And now we have a foul call. This will be on number 11, Faith Reese again. That's going to be her second foul. We're going to have to see a quick substitution.
Well, it's never good to have two early fouls in the game, but as I mentioned, Logan, we're seeing number 24, Jenna Sullivan, come to the game at 6 foot.
Baker with the backdoor screen. She gets it right in. Easy deuce for Courtney Baker. Kirkhoff gets it up quickly to Sullivan at the top to keep Bonema right there on her. Almeida has it. She finds Kirkhoff on the near side. Kirkhoff driving left. Gets it to Almeida. She's taking it in on Palmer. Dish out to Walters for three. And Walters is perfect on the night, hitting herself a three.
So that's one thing Coach Culler is going to have to be cautious tonight about, Logan, is how much time she leaves Jacqueline Bonema in for the Foresters. Because with Bonema at 6'2", she is the tallest lady out on the court for either squad, and her presence is definitely going to be needed as we see Courtney Baker, another shot banking off the back.
Got the turnaround J. Almeida takes it in on Bonema. She can't get it. Scramble for the ball. Bonema goes to her knees to get it.
A very fast-paced game, excuse me.
Ball goes out of bounds. Hit out by Walters. Forsters will keep possession. We're just 3 minutes in, and we're tied at 7 already. Like you said, Victor, fast pace. This is what we predicted.
Well, if you want to talk about fast pace, look no further than the one who has the ball right now, Miss Courtney Baker.
Baker drives left side, looking for a pass. It's nothing there. She goes, spins, gets it to Recker for the free throw line, and that rattles around and in.
Recker always does a great job of being able to be open inside the 2 range, and that definitely always aids the Foresters.
Almeida gets it up top. Gonna pick up a screen from Sullivan on the right side. She decides to drive, and she'll be tripped. They're gonna call it on Miranda Palmer. That'll be Palmer's first foul. That'll bring Almeida baseline to inbound. She gets it into Hunter Smith. Hunter Smith down to Sullivan. She gets back up to Almeida. Hunter Smith down low on the undersized. Baker, and Bonema comes down and smacks her hand. Foul on Jaquine Bonema. Now send Sullivan to the line.
Well, Bonema's going to have to be careful not to collect the fouls as she just did, because her presence is going to be needed by the Lady Foresters.
Sullivan rattles the first one in.
The second tallest player the Lady Foresters have is Amelia Eschman, but you can't put all of the pressure on one player. It's nice to be able to divvy the responsibilities.
Sullivan missing the second one. Baker gonna take it all the way. She'll miss the layup. Walters grabs the board, gets it up to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff takes it up for 2, and that's good. Nice score there from Kirchhoff on the fast break. And the Knights applying a full court pressure, making Courtney Baker go left. Spins out of it and gets back to the middle. Baker gets the handoff to Hubble. Hubble dishes to Recker for a long baseline J, and that's good.
As I mentioned, Logan, perimeter shooting is going to be the key for the Foresters to win.
Hosser Smith gets it to Almeida. Almeida up top, has Palmer on her. She gets it to Hosser Smith, but can't handle it. Baker comes up with the steal. And now she dishes it up to Hubble. Hubble pump fake, driving in. Misses the layup, baiting for the foul, and it wasn't there. Kirchhoff gets it up quickly. That'll be Courtney Baker hitting it out of bounds. And that will bring us to our first timeout of the evening.
Doesn't time just go by quickly, Logan? I can't believe it's already an immediate timeout because, well, I mean, that's just how the Crossroads League goes. In the prior games that we've seen for the Foresters, definitely not as fast-paced as tonight already. But, hey, I'm not complaining.
I say it's 11-10. Foresters on top by 1. Like you said, these first 5 minutes going by very quickly for the Foresters and the Knights, and this is exactly what we thought it would be. I mean, the Knights like playing a fast, up-tempo game, and the Foresters seem content to run with them.
Well, as we mentioned in the pregame, Logan, it's the 2 6-1 teams in the Crossroads League, and whoever wins tonight is solo at the top of the leaderboards for the Crossroads League. Reminder that this media timeout was brought to you by our friends at the Huntingtonian. Follow them on Twitter at Huntingtonian. They are our newspaper affiliate here on the Huntington University campus. They always do a great job of putting out easy-to-read articles and really bring out the problems that we might face here as college students.
That's a very good way of putting it. They give us all of our information that we need and wrap us up on anything that we may have missed.
Well, I'm just saying, Logan, I really like their most recent article of adding another parking lot on campus across from the hall that I live in. I would appreciate that so I don't have to walk so far.
That would be nice. A little more parking here on Huntington's campus. We see Walters trying to inbound, finally gets it to Almeida. Almeida has it up top with Palmer. She gets it to Walters. Walters back up top to Almeida. She's going to start the offense. She picks up a screen, takes the long 2, and that rattles around and in for Almeida. Baker bringing it up for the Foresters. Kirchhoff there to apply pressure. Baker finally dishes off to Recker. Recker fakes the handoff, gets it up top to Palmer. Palmer has it poked away by Sullivan and out of bounds.
I like the defense by number 24, Jenna Sullivan, sophomore, 6 foot from Buxton, Indiana. Again, I love her defense, and just she might be tall, but she has the quickness as well.
Like I said, it's the full package. We see Baker getting the ball, clear lane, stops, dishes to Hubble, 5 seconds on the shot clock, and it's stolen away now by Kirchhoff.
Hubble sort of stole it away from her teammate, Amelia Recker.
Kirchhoff dishes to Sullivan. Sullivan takes the 3, and that splashes in.
And as we just mentioned, the complete package. Speed, agility, great defense, and excellent precision shooting beyond the 3-mark line.
Baker finds Recker for a quick 2. That's not there. Bonema getting the offensive rebound, looking for a pass, dishes out to Palmer. Palmer up top to Baker. Baker in the far corner to Hubble. Hubble gets it back to Baker. Baker picking up a screen from Hubble, picks up her dribble, goes down low to Recker. Recker losing the ball, going to the ground. And they're gonna call a jump ball, possession arrow favoring the Foresters. 9 seconds on the shot clock. And we'll see our first substitution, second substitution of the game. That'll be Joanna Soero coming in for Kelly Kirchhoff.
A quick update, Logan. Over at the men's side of the ball, the Foresters right now are trailing the Knights 6-11. So we're going to keep our eye on that matchup.
Baker stops and turns around. It's not there. Recker getting the rebound. Went up for 2, and it wasn't quite there. But she was fouled.
Number 3, Kaylee Walters, showing her displeasure with the call. But sometimes it's better off not to argue with the refs so you don't get the technical.
Recker, great free throw shooter. She drills the first. Now bringing a pair of substitutions for the Foresters. It'll be Allison Trout and Amelia Eschman coming in for Bonema and Hubble.
It's always worth mentioning Recker's free throw form. Very unique, but if it's not broke, don't fix it.
And Recker drills the second one. This will bring Soero bringing the ball up. Finds Sullivan up top, over to Almeida. Almeida gets it to Hosser Smith. Baker's right there. Elbow to Sullivan, it's not there. Baker steals it. Baker's looking to go court, gets poked away to Palmer. Eschman gets up, goes up for 2, and that's not there, but she's fouled.
Again, another one of those plays that really isn't drawn up that way, but when it works, hey, it works.
Eschman going to the line to shoot a pair. Teammate Recker just went 2 for 2. She'll try to match it. First one rolls around and out, no good. Anastasia Kirby will come into the game for Jessica Almeida and the Knights. Knights have a very deep bench, and they plan on using it so far. Eschman's second attempt up, and that's good.
As we see number 24, Sullivan, staying in for the Lady Knights. I think that's a part of their coaches, Katie Gerald's strategy, as just being able to use the players that have the hot hand as well as their tallness working in their advantage.
Soero gets caught, gets it to Sullivan for 3. She knew she missed immediately and went to chase down the missed shot. She can't quite get it off of Palmer. That ball's going to go out of bounds. Back to the Foresters.
I like the extra effort shown by the Knights, but Sullivan has to be careful. I heard her ram into the bleachers over there on the sidelines, and I'd like to see her not get hurt. Safety first.
Baker gets it up quickly for Huntington. She's looking for a pass, gets it to Recker on the left elbow. Recker decides to pull it. It's not there. Rebound goes to Walters. Walters up to Soero. She gets it to Kirby. Out to Walters for another 3. And that rolls around and in for Walters. Walters already has a pair of threes in her pocket. We see Baker taking it the full length of the court. Bounce pass to Eschman goes out of bounds, and the Knights will get possession.
Another turnover by the Lady Foresters. They're going to have to be careful because you can definitely not turn over the ball against this great Marian squad.
We'll see Claire Holba coming in for Jenna Sullivan and the Knights. Only 2 starters remain on the floor for the Knights. That's Walters and Hosser Smith. We see Sorrero with the ball up top. She gets it to Walters. Walters takes the long 2 off the dribble. It's not there. Recker gets the rebound. She'll get it to safely in the arms of Baker. 18-14, Knights on top. Baker finds Trout on the opposite side. Trout looking to drive on Sorrero. Now she's looking for a pass. Throws it away. Kirby getting the steal. She'll get to Sorrero.
That's the Foresters' 4th turnover already. Not even 10 minutes into the game.
Kirby gonna take a long 3. It's not there. Baker can't quite come up with the ball. Hosser Smith gets it. She gets it out to Sorrero for an open 3, and that's good. And I would call timeout from Coach Collier with the Foresters down 21-14.
I saw Amelia Eschman grimace as she went. I grimaced right along with her, Logan, as she went down on the court. We saw her teammate Courtney Baker run into the back of her leg. Eschman always has to be careful with her legs as she has had multiple surgeries, and it's just an injury that you never want to re-disturb.
Definitely you don't want to disturb any injury you have, but especially in the legs. And like you said, Victor, it's always safety first here at Huntington University. 11:05 remains in the first half. Foresters down 7 after the Sorrero 3-point shot for the Knights. And now we'll see the Foresters coming back out onto the floor.
And a quickie update from the men's game. The score now 13-17. Foresters down still.
Baker gets it up court for the Foresters. Dribbling the right side, looking for Palmer. Finally gets it to her. Delph on her. Palmer looking to drive baseline, goes up for 2. Can't quite get that to fall. Delph coming up with the rebound.
Again, I have to emphasize, Logan, I'd like to see the Foresters not focus too much on trying to get inside the paint and just focus on their many talents of shooting perimeter.
We see an illegal screen now out of Kirby in the Knights. She was clearly moving her feet there. You can't do that.
And right, indeed, you cannot do that, Logan. But going back to Friday night, that's kind of where the Lady Foresters dug themselves a hole and had to get that last second shot to win the game, because they repeatedly tried to get inside the paint and it just wasn't there. So I say if something's not there, as the Foresters turn it over yet again, if it's not there, if it's not inside the lane, then try to make the step back and go for the medium to long 2.
I do like that. If you have the jumper, you can take it on, just have to press it in, especially with the size of the Knights. But we'll see a few substitutions. Hosser Smith will come out. Almeida comes in for her. Also, Courtney Baker's going to get a rest, and for her will be Kelsey Hubble. Delph to inbound. Gets it into Kirby. Kirby handoff to Sorrero. Sorrero driving, and she will be called for a travel. Turnover for the Knights.
Well, speaking of safety, Logan, I think Coach Culler might want to add some pads to her uniform as we saw her get hit by the ball.
Palmer driving all the way. Dish out to Hubble for 3 right off the bench, and it's not there. Sorrero with the rebound.
There were no Foresters in the area to collect that rebound.
Sorrero has it up top, calling out a play. She gets it to Almeida. Dish back off to Sorrero. Nothing going here. Almeida gets the pass. She's going to pick up a screen, driving baseline, pull up J, air ball. Hubble comes up with the rebound. Hubble gets it to Trout. Trout pump fake, pulls it back out, dish to Palmer for the 2, and that's there.
Finally, Palmer trying to breathe some life into the Foresters, down 16-21.
Delph has it, driving left side, throw out to Serrero on the opposite side. Serrero picks up her dribble, Trout all over her, tips the pass, and that's going to be an easy 2 there for Holba. She goes right over the top of Eschman. Palmer going to have to bring the ball up with Courtney Baker on the bench. She gets it up, driving right side, gets it, her pass tipped away. Eschman somehow comes up with it. She dishes to Hubble. Hubble to Recker for the long 2, and that's long. Rebound goes to Hubble. Hubble out to Palmer. She'll take the 3, and that's good. Miranda Palmer for 3.
I think Palmer might even got hit as she came down, but great job by the sophomore having the poise to get that 3 off.
Serrero gonna pull it out, gets the screen from Kirby, picks up her dribble out to Almeida. Almeida will take the long 3 from the corner, and that's good. Knights answering with a 3 of their own. Palmer gets it up. Screen from Eschman. Palmer still driving baseline, and she will draw the foul on the Knights. This foul will be on Atisha Kirby. That'll be her second foul.
The team's 6th.
And that will bring up a timeout here at Platt Arena with 7:49 remaining. Marian Knights on top 26-19 over the Huntington University Foresters.
Yeah, we'll see another media timeout again. This game just a very fast-paced game, as the Lady Foresters are down 19-26. Logan, what do you think the Lady Knights are doing right in order to be in the lead by this much?
The Knights are just hitting their shots for the most part. They're doing a great job hitting their shots from the outside. We've seen the Foresters hit some big 3s, and they've come right back and answered with a few of their own. Also, like you said, they're getting everyone involved in this fast-paced game. They're getting everyone in and out, running up and down the court. Their defense has been fantastic on the key scores for the Foresters in Recker, Palmer, and Hubble. So right now, defensively, everything's going right for the Knights, but offensively, they're doing what their game plan is, which is to run the floor and just hit the open shots.
That media timeout was brought to you by our counterparts in the Forester Digital Network, FDN News. Follow them at FDN_news.
Out of the timeout, it'll be Hubble inbounding from underneath her own basket as we get back underway. Hubble gets it up top to Eschman, who immediately gets it to Trout. Trout gets a screen from Eschman, drives left side out to Eschman for a long 2. That's no good. Offensive rebound by Trout. She'll get it to Palmer. Palmer spin move up top, and that'll be a foul on Kelly Kirchhoff. And now bring up the 1-and-1 with the Foresters being in the bonus.
The Knights have to be careful at this point in time now because still really early in the game, 7:34 left to play in the first, and the Foresters are number 1 in the country at free throw percentage with 83%.
Palmer drills her first free throw. Like you said to me earlier, Palmer missed her first free throw in her last game.
She did indeed. I shed a tear, Logan. It was a sad moment.
Well, there's no tears to be shed after that. She goes 2 for 2 from the line to trim the lead now to 5 for Marian. Kirchhoff gets it up. She gets it to Almeida. Almeida back to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff picking up a screen from Delph. Drives left side, picks up her dribble. Out to Walters. She'll take the 3, and that's good. Walters with 3 threes already in this half.
Nothing but net for the Knights. Foresters going to have to find a way defensively to stop them.
Palmer drives left side, a lot of traffic in her way. Palmer gets it down to Eschman. Eschman out to Hubble. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Hubble takes the long two. It's not there. Rebound goes to Delph. Delph gets it to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff gets it to Almeida. Made it to Delph. Cross court to Walters. Down low to Sam. Sam goes reverse layup, and that's good.
Magically, the ball once again falling on the right side for the Knights. I wonder if this ball is wearing its seatbelt, Logan, because it's definitely being bounced around a lot.
It's in for a wild ride as you see Recker drilling the mid-range jumper.
I hope it's wearing its seatbelt. It's against the law if you don't. Buckle up out there. Especially with all these travels on Thanksgiving. Definitely, again, the theme of the game. Be safe.
We'll see Almeida with the ball, looking to drive on Hubble. She goes left side. Can't hit the layup. Eschman coming up with the rebound. And she gets it to Palmer. Palmer able to get it up past the timeline. She'll get it to Recker. Recker driving in on Walters, and she is fouled. Now send Amelia Recker to the line to shoot two.
We've seen a lot of this out of the Foresters in the past couple games. They know how to draw the foul out of the opposite team, and that really works to their advantage. If you know how to draw the foul, as we see Recker put up her first, and it's good. If a team who is really good at free throws knows how to draw the foul, then you're almost certain that that's their plan to win the game.
You are correct. And like I said, Marian's going to have to be careful. They already have 8 fouls, 5 minutes, or over 5 minutes, remaining in this half. Foresters can take advantage of that as Recker hits her second free throw attempt. Now bring in another substitution. Serrero will come in for Walters. And Walters will take a seat for the first time in this game and getting a well-deserved applause. Full court press run by the Foresters. Hosser Smith gets it up court. She misses some right there at the rebound. She gets it poked away, but Serrero comes up with it.
It was a great job by Jacqueline Bonema, number 10, putting herself upright and collecting the block for the Foresters.
Serrero gets the screen from Almeida. She's driving, pulls it up, gets it to Kirchhoff. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Som has to fire, and she airballs that. Shot clock violation against the Knights.
Exactly as I said in the prior possession, the Foresters needed to step up their defense, and that's exactly what they just did.
We see some pressure being run by the Knights. They're bringing that full court press. Palmer gets it up. Gets the screen from Recker. Gets the handoff to Trout. Trout driving left side, pulls it back out. Going down to Bonema on the low block. She dishes out to Recker. Recker's driving left side, and she's fouled.
Seeing some frustration from the Knights bench. Not liking the calls being called right now.
It looked like Molly Som would get called for her second foul. She looked to be, to me, like a little late on her rotation on Recker, and that's what's ultimately getting Recker to the line as she converts on her first. Courtney Baker coming into the ball game for Bonema and the Foresters.
Bonema getting some well-deserved rest.
And we'll see Som come out, and in for her will be Sullivan.
Kind of like a chess match now all of a sudden, as we see Color pull out her tallest player, and as Recker puts up her first.
Recker gets the second one to drop.
Oh, second, excuse me. I was distracted by all the excitement. But again, it's a chess match as Gerald's, the coach of the Knights, puts in her second tallest player. Let's see if that works to her advantage. It doesn't right there, though.
Palmer getting it up court quickly, gonna go left side. Goes up, she can't get it. Hubble gets the rebound, dish out to Baker. Baker to Palmer. Palmer pump fakes, driving in. No look pass to Wrecker, and that's up and in. And we have a timeout called by Coach Geralds and the Knights as the Forcers have pulled within 2.
Again, it was a great job by Amelia Wrecker just going in undetected. Whether she's undetected from shooting the 2 or underneath the basket, she always does a great job of maneuvering around the defense.
It's going to be a chess match, like you said, for the rest of this game. We saw Sullivan. She stands at 6 foot, driving in on the smaller Amelia Wrecker, and Wrecker did a great job of keeping her hands straight up on her. And Sullivan, with a bad miss, led to the transition offense there from the Foresters, and the Foresters are really putting on a nice run defensively, and that's what's gotten them back into this game, only down 2 with 4 minutes remaining.
Wrecker is leading scoring with 12 points and has 3 rebounds as well.
Like I said, Amelia Wrecker said it was going to be in double figures by the time we hit halftime, and she gets a quiet 18 points a game, and I'm not sure how quiet she's going to be this game.
Well, speaking of double figures, the past 2 games we saw the Lady Foresters get out-rebounded by double figures, and that's never good. But right now, the Foresters are doing a great job getting the rebounds tonight.
Like you said, the Foresters not being out-rebounded. They always go with a smaller lineup. We have Hubble, Palmer, Trout, Baker, and Wrecker all on the floor. And with that lineup, you're going to have to be able to shoot the ball, and that's exactly what the Foresters are doing. 4 minutes remain. Knights on top 31-29 as Kirchhoff is up court. Wild pass to Hosser-Smith. She's able to handle it. She gets a screen from Sullivan. She drives in and kisses that one off the glass. Baker gets it up court quickly for the Foresters. She gets it to Palmer. Palmer picks up a screen from Wrecker. Palmer goes in, left-hand layup, up and in, and one.
And collects the and one for the Lady Foresters, sending her to the line, and we know how good she is from that spot. And just mentioning how many rebounds the Foresters have right now, they're out rebounding the Knights 8-3. So you don't often see the Foresters on the positive end of the rebounds, but at the end of the game on Saturday, as we see Miranda Palmer with her with the and one.
And she gets that one to drop.
We heard Coach Kohler at the end of the game on Saturday say that the ladies were going to be doing a lot of boxing out drills come Monday, and I think that has been put to use for tonight's occasion.
Almeida able to get an easy 2. Hubble coming over and fouling her. We'll see Almeida go to the line to shoot a pair after the miscommunication by the Foresters. But something we haven't seen too much out of the Foresters is that they are winning the foul battle. They are already
indeed
in the double bonus. Almeida able to hit her first.
Yeah, exactly as you said, Logan. Foresters only with 3 fouls right now, as opposed to the Knights with 10.
See Almeida go with her second one, and that one drops. And it'll be Courtney Baker bringing it up. Foresters down by 3.
A quickie update for the men's game. They're only down by 3 right now, 26-29.
Almost a complete opposite of what's going on here. Excuse me, it's about the same. We see Trout bringing it in, up for 2. That's not there. Rebound goes to Hubble. Hubble down low to Trout. Trout will get that one to drop.
Great communication by the Foresters. And again, I think that's what Coach Kohler focused on Monday's practice of getting inside the paint and knocking the ball out to a teammate to open up that opportunity for a 2.
We're going to see a reach-in foul call on Amelia Wrecker. That'll be her first foul.
Team's 4th.
Sorero will be inbounding from the sideline. Good defense by the Foresters. Almeida gets it. She's going to take a pull-up 2, and she will be fouled on the shot. As Palmer knocked her down afterwards, going for a box out. I believe that's going to be Palmer's second foul.
Well, I don't think we should talk about fouls anymore, Logan, because we kind of laid the commentator's curse on the Lady Foresters.
Media will shoot her first, and that one drops. Get a second one. And that's up, and that one's good.
Speaking of Almeida, she is number 3 in the league at free throw percentage, so she's kind of the weapon for the Knights at the line, at just beating out Miranda Palmer, who's number 4 at 95%. Mita has 95.5%.
Oh.
So getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Just like that, you said, they're going on the ground for the ball too. You see Baker driving. She gets tripped. It looks like may have tweaked her ankle a little bit there. And it's going to be a turnover for the Foresters.
Thankfully, it's not too extreme as she walks it off and gets back on defense.
Kirchhoff gets it up to Almeida. Media going for a handoff. Good defense on her. Oster-Smith driving right side. Goes up for 2. It's not there. Rebound goes to Recker. Recker gets it to Baker. Baker looking for some offense. She's going to drive right side. Gets it to Hubble in the corner. Hubble out to Palmer. She'll take the 3, and that's good. Splish splash, Miranda Palmer for 3.
The ball almost decided that it didn't want to help the Foresters out, but it decides to instead.
Sorrero with the miss. Great box out by Kelsey Hubble. She got it up to Palmer, but she couldn't quite handle it.
That's going to be the team's 8th turnover, Logan.
Foresters only averaging 11 a game. Already they're 8th in the first half. They have to be happy that they're tied at 37 right now. Just over a minute left in the first half.
It is a great job by the Foresters coming back to tie the game at 37. 1:15 left now in the first.
Sorrero has it left side. Looking for the Knights to clear out some space. She gets to Oster-Smith. Trout on her. She gets a screen. Dish out to Sorrero for 3. It's off the rim. No good. Dolph coming up with it. Baker going to hit it out of her hands, but it will still be Knight ball. 54 seconds remain. Delph to inbound. She gets it to Oster-Smith. Can't hit the easy deuce. It rolls off. She gets her own rebound. Goes up for 2. It's not there. Recker coming up with the board, and she'll get it to Baker.
I think the ball has definitely been fickled tonight.
May have taken its seatbelt off on that one. We see Hubble driving left side. Pulls it back out. Gets it to Baker in the corner. She'll go down low to Recker. Recker pump fake goes up. Gets it blocked by Holba. Recker gets it. Goes up for 2, and that's good.
This girl amazes me, finding a way after 2 blocks.
Recker doing a good job working the angles there. Soria gets it to Almeida. Good first step. Dish back out to Soria. She thought about shooting and decides against it. 10 seconds. She throws up a wild shot. Baker gets it. 8 seconds remain. She gets it to Palmer. Palmer takes the 3. No good. Trout couldn't quite get the rebound. It'll go out of bounds. And Foresters will keep the ball with 1.5 seconds remaining in the first half.
It'll have to be a quick grab and shoot.
Recker gets it, gets hit away by Sorrero. And that's how the half will end, with the Foresters on top, 39-37.
Well, I think although the Knights head coach Katie Geralds has been displeased with the refs' calls, she knows her player number 5, Joanna Sorio, made the foul right there, and she was just talking to her saying, with that much time left, with 1.5 left on the clock, you're going to make a foul like that? She's lucky that it did not get called by the refs.
So the refs definitely swallowed their whistle on that one, which I think is probably a good thing. Just let the girls play with 1.5 seconds. No need to call foul, especially with the Forcers being in the double bonus. They'd get to go to the line, get a pair. Yeah, just let the ladies figure it out with, just over a second left.
That is the story of the first half. The Lady Foresters able to bounce back into it, gaining the lead by 2, 39-37, with being able to draw the foul out of the Knights and get inside the double bonus. This is FDN Sports. I'm Victor McCarty alongside Logan Hunt. We'll take a break here on the Forester Digital Network and be right back with halftime stats.
This cause is near and dear to the Huntington community as it has impacted area residents and the athletic community. So now we'll choose to give back. Individuals and teams are welcome to games along with the HU women's soccer team. For more information on how to get involved, check out the James Kick Cancer page or the event's Proud Prize page. Prizes and activities will be held at event. Contact Grace Green, Jack Ron, Katie Martin for more information. Scores for Marian in this half. Jessica Nina for 11 points and Katie Walters for 11 points.
Well, we'll continue here in halftime at Huntington University as the ladies lead 39-37. But let's hear a message from our faculty and our lovely President Dr. Edmonton, wishing all of you at home a happy Thanksgiving.
Plans don't always go the way we want them to, but you're not alone in this adventure called life. Remedy Live is a non-for-profit web station that strives to produce a positive message while helping teens who need it. If we can help you, text the word REMEDY to 313131 or visit our website at remedylive.com to chat with someone there. Remedy Live. We chat, we listen, we love.
What a wonderful opportunity to come together, especially this time of the year, to say thank you for being a part of such a great organization like Huntington University. In fact, the Bible says in Psalms 92 that it is a good thing to be thankful and to give thanks to the Lord. So as senior leaders, we've been meeting together today and talking about our plans for the future, but we wanted to start by just saying how thankful we are for the role that Huntington University plays in all of our lives.
I'd like to start by saying one of the reasons why I'm so thankful this season is for the many men and women within our community who sacrifice their time and energy to pour into the spiritual lives of our students.
I'm just thankful that our students and our faculty really put the kingdom of God first in their lives.
I am so thankful for all the men and women, for the students, and for everyone who has gone before us here at Huntington University and has made this place what it is today, that we can continue to improve it for Huntington University and for our Lord.
And I'm thankful for that same heritage of faith that has been established for us and the opportunity that we have to do our part in passing it on to the next generation.
I'm thankful for the people who can journey through life together, the ups, the downs, the difficulties, and also the very exciting times as well.
And I'm thankful when they have cake in the dining commons. That's my first thing.
I love it.
But the second thing, and probably the thing I'm most thankful for, is that we're a community that values prayer. Many classes are open with prayer. Most meetings are open and closed with prayer. And I'm glad we're a praying campus.
I'm thankful for the faculty and staff that are so dedicated to all of our adult students.
I'm thankful to work at a place with a very strong mission that people continue to live out today.
I'm thankful for the energy, the enthusiasm, and the excitement that my students bring to class each and every day of this semester.
I am very thankful for new friends that we've made in our new graduate programs, Dr. John Townsend and our wonderful new occupational therapy faculty.
I'm thankful to work with such a fine group of individuals that truly do live our mission of putting emphasis on Christ, scholarship, and service.
I'm thankful for the students that the Lord has provided for us and for all of the experiences that they provide for us in our lives.
Please join us in expressing your thanks, not only for your family, but for who those around you, whether it's your work, your university, maybe you're an alum of Huntington University as well, but also to our Lord Jesus, who's made this place and our opportunity to love the Lord, and a special place to do that. So happy Thanksgiving, and we look forward to serving the Lord with you in another new year.
And welcome back here inside Platte Arena. As in the first half, we saw the number 19 ranked Huntington University Lady Foresters get a 2-point advantage over the Marian University Knights, 39-37 here inside Platte Arena. Let's take a look at halftime stats really quick. As I just mentioned, 39-37, and field goal percentage, though, somewhat high at the half, 46% by the Foresters and 48% by the Knights.
Like I said, it is pretty high up there. We've seen a lot of good scoring on a lot of quick offense. The free throws, 90% for the Foresters, 83% for the Knights. They've been shooting free throws, both teams very well on the night. And the three-point line, you got to like what you're seeing out of the Marian Knights, shooting 66%. Foresters at 50%. That's huge. But I'll let you get into the rebounding battle that you've been talking about all night.
Oh, let me tell you what, I am thoroughly impressed by the rebounds of the Foresters. They lead 20-10 at the paint. So I mean, that's just one stat I'm amazed by. I'm lost for words, as you can tell, because in the past 2 games, Lady Foresters have not done so well collecting the rebounds. But again, that is what Coach Culler emphasized at the end of Saturday's game, and that is definitely evident tonight. Also, we see that 3 steals by the Lady Foresters as opposed to 2 by the Knights, and 1 block by the Knights, but turnovers squared away at 7.
I say it's been sloppy on both parts, but not necessarily sloppy, but like we said, up-tempo. So with an up-tempo offense comes turnovers, and both teams are trying to run. You get a little in a hurry, maybe throw the ball away, but it's been equal on both sides.
Definitely a fast-paced game here tonight inside Platte Arena. One stat I would also like to mention is that the Knights have had 10 personal fouls in the first half as opposed to the Foresters only having 5. So look for that to be a key factor going into this second half.
Say there is some foul trouble there for the Knights, and you have Kirkhoff going to have 2 fouls starting out, and Faith Reese, didn't see a lot of her. She got about 2 minutes of action. She was a starter, and she couldn't really do much with those 2 fouls. So like I said, look for that to be a key factor coming into this second half.
We'll probably see more action out of here inside the second, as just about a minute to go here at halftime. Some of the leading scorers today in tonight's contest. We have Amelia Recker and Miranda Palmer for the Foresters, both at 16. And then Amelia Recker has 5 rebounds of her own. Kelsey Hubble also has 5 rebounds, so you wouldn't normally say Kelsey Hubble would be the one with 5 rebounds. You might say Jacqueline Bonema would be the one with that, but she has 3 rebounds of her own. And then looking at the Marian Knights side, we see Almeida with 11 points and Walters with 11 points as well.
Well, you touched on it. Kelsey Hubble having 5 rebounds. She doesn't have any points on the night, but 5 rebounds and also 5 assists. So Hubble's doing everything correctly, but scoring. She's third leading scorer here for the Foresters. She's going to have to get going with Palmer and Recker both doing their job, pulling their weight.
Well, Logan, sometimes it takes more than scoring to win a game. So we like to see this out of Kelsey Hubble, showing her diversity and her talents of being able to collect the rebounds and get the assists. Usually we see Courtney Baker collecting most assists, as Baker is number 3 in the assist to turnover ratio at 5.3, but it's always nice to see girls just the ladies being able to step up no matter where their role is on the depending night.
Coming out onto the floor, it will be the starters for the Foresters. It'll be Bonema, Recker, Palmer, Baker, and Hubble. And for the Knights, it's going to be Walters, Kirkhoff, Hosser, Smith. We'll see Reese and also Almeida. Kirkhoff gets it. She gets it to Reese. Reese to Hosser Smith. She immediately drives right at the chest of Bonema. She misses, gets a rebound, gets it blocked, and now it's stolen away by Recker. And Recker gets it to Baker. Baker looking to run, she gets it to Palmer. Palmer driving baseline, gets it hit out of bounds. It'll stay Forester ball. Now I have Hubble to inbound from the baseline. Hubble goods down low to Recker. Recker gets a hit away. Hubble comes up with it. She goes up for 2, and that's good. Kelsey Hubble getting on the board for the first time tonight.
Well, I think she might have heard us, Logan, and saying, I want to ante up my points now and try to get a double-double.
Reese gets it stolen away by Hubble. Baker comes up with it. She throws to Hubble. Hubble goes up for 2, and that's good on the transition.
And just like that, she has 4 points of her own. I definitely have to say she was listening to us now.
Her ears must have been burning. We'll see Almeida dribbling up top. She gets it to Hosser-Smith on the left side. Hosser-Smith driving in, pulls it back out. Bonham on her. She drives in, dish out to Walters, but they called a foul before the shot. That foul will go on Bonhama. That'll be Bonhama's second foul. Team's first, and the first foul of this half. Almeida to inbound from underneath her own basket. She gets it into Hosser-Smith. Hosser-Smith gets the screen from Reese. Reese dish to Kirkhoff. She'll take the long 3, and she gets that one to drop. 43-40. Forster still on top. Baker gets it up court. Kirkhoff draped on her. Baker trying to get it to Palmer. Alma denying her the ball. Hubble has it. She goes to Bonhama. Bonhama can't come up with it. Walters gets the steal. She'll get it to Kirkhoff. Kirkhoff gets it to Almeida. Almeida driving in. Goes up for the reverse 2. It's not there. Recker with the board. Recker gets it up court. Hand off to Hubble. Hubble driving right side. And she gets it blocked out of bounds by Reese. That'll be Forrester ball with 18 seconds on the shot clock.
And just an update for the men's game as well. They just started their second half as they are down by 3, 30-33 against the Knights.
Now it's a reverse opposite of what we're seeing here. Now the Foresters attacking on 2 more from the bottom of Jay. 45-40, Foresters on top by 5 now. Almeida has it up top. We saw Kirkhoff take a tumble, but she gets back up. We see Almeida taking it in herself on Bonhama to get a nice layup. Baker driving in. She'll pull it back out, gets it to Recker. Recker finds Hubble. Hubble driving right side, dish out to Baker.
I'm surprised Hubble didn't try to take the 3. As we know, she's a sharpshooter just as well as her teammate, Palmer.
Recker goes down low to Bonhama. Bonhama goes up for 2, and she's fouled. Late whistle there. And this foul will be on Hosser-Smith. That'll be her second. Team's first.
Both teams with a foul here in the second now, as we see Bonhama go to the line.
Bonhama's first free throw attempts up, rolls around and in.
Bonhama keeping that great team free throw percentage alive.
She'll look to tack on one more here. It's up. Hit front rim, no good. Hosser-Smith and Recker both Reese and Recker battling for it. That'll be a jump ball.
I knew I'd spoken too soon, Logan, but another great effort being seen by the junior Amelia Recker.
Possession arrow gives it back to the Foresters. Palmer gets the inbound from Hubble. She goes behind the back. Media right there. Palmer in trouble. And it'll be a timeout called by Coach Collier. She sees Palmer dribble herself into a trap.
A smart timeout by Coach Collier, recognizing that her player was in trouble. Foresters just not being able to get there to help her out, but it's all right. Only the second timeout taken by the Lady Foresters. But Logan, what do you like out of the Foresters as they have come out almost explosively in this second half?
Well, it's been the play, obviously, of Kelsey Hubble getting 4 quick points on the board. Defensively, the Foresters have really buckled down. Bonhama's done a great job defending the paint. We've seen Recker with some hustle plays. I mean, this is hustle plays that you usually see in the last 5 minutes, not coming out of the second half, and that's what's given the Foresters the 4-point advantage. Hubble will inbound from right in front of her own bench. She gets it to Bonhama. Bonema hands off to Baker. Baker on the right side, dribbling back up to the top of the key. She gets it to Hubble. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hubble picks up her dribble, gets it to Bonema. Bonema over to Baker. Baker takes the floater. It's not there. Reese gets the board. She throws it off Hosser-Smith, and that ball's going to get kicked out of bounds. And it looks like it went off the feet of Reese, but the referees are gonna decide on who they think it is. They will huddle up.
I'd tell our director to look at the instant replay, but we didn't really prepare that for tonight. Maybe next time. But nonetheless, the Knights have the ball, have the possession right now.
Say refs couldn't figure out who it was, so they call a jump ball, and that possession arrow goes to the Knights. I like the refs just saying that they don't know and calling it a jump ball rather than trying to guess. Baker getting her hand on that steal. She pump fake, goes up, gets the easy 2.
Baker showing why she's number 3 in the nation with turnovers.
Almeida on the left side, Palmer on her. She picks up her dribble, finds Walters at the top of the key. Walters driving on Wrecker. She goes in and gets it blocked by Bonema, and they're going to call a foul. That'll be Bonema's 3rd foul. Now send Walters to the line to shoot 2. We'll see Walters' first attempt up, and that's silky smooth. Amelia Eschman will check in for Bonema.
And this is what we mentioned in the first half, Logan, is that Coach Hiller has to balance the time between her 2 tallest players, Bonema and Eschman.
Kirchhoff and Reese exit, and for them will be Serrero and also Kirby for the Knights. Baker gets it up court. Serrero right on her. Baker finds Wrecker. She hands it back off to Baker. Right side, she drives, almost out of bounds. Able to get it is Hubble on the left side. Hubble with a spin move, picking up screen from Wrecker. She finds Baker. Baker dish to Hubble. Hubble takes the long 2, and that's good.
Maybe just an inch backwards and she would have had the 3, but a great job by Kelsey Hubble getting open for the long 2.
Hosser-Smith has it. Opposite side, she drives in. Dish to Walters for 3. That's no good. Rebound goes to Serrero. She dishes out to Walters, who gets it to Almeida. Serrero has it up top. Hubble on her. She finds Almeida on the near side. Almeida dribbling to the top of the key. Change, gets Wrecker on her. And we see Walters getting it down low, getting herself in a jump ball with Miranda Palmer.
The Foresters showing some aggressive defense here tonight as we take another media timeout here inside Platt Arena. Lady Foresters now leading by 6, 50-44.
It was a great job there defensively by the Foresters. They've really been cracking down, and it'll be interesting to see how they'll do with Bonema on the bench. This means that Eschman will have to step up. Eschman, like you said, the second tallest lady on the team, standing at 6 foot. She's going to have to defend that paint, as Bonema had done a great job all game long. And it's going to be a team effort coming in from Palmer and Baker. Also Wrecker, they're going to have to pick up the slack.
It will definitely be a team effort, as you said, Logan. Well, a reminder that this media timeout was brought to you by the Huntingtonian at Huntingtonian. You can follow them on Twitter. They're our newspaper affiliate here on campus. Now, mentioning tall players, Logan, I just looked down at the stats for the men's game, and I'm astonished right now because number 45, Daniel Wall, has 17 of the 35 points by the guys down in Indy. So he is definitely putting forth a great effort tonight.
Dan Wall, like I said, he's been a leader all year long for the men. Hopefully he can get those Foresters on top down in Indy against the Knights. We have a quick update on the men's score, Victor.
Now, he did have to step up this past weekend as Derek Heinen and Big Al Peterson were out with injury. So I think that's what's fueling his fire right now, is because he had to this past Saturday night.
We're back to the action here as Baker's getting it up quickly for the Lady Foresters. Hubble throws it to Recker. That goes off her hands and out of bounds. Turnover for the Foresters. Kirby will inbound for the Knights. She gets it to Serrero, who will bring it up court. Man-to-man defense still being run by the Foresters. They've done it all night long. No pun intended. We see Hosser-Smith with it, top the key. She looking for a handoff, gets it to Serrero. She'll drive right side. That's no good. Rebound goes to Palmer. Palmer bringing it up court. She gets it to Baker on the opposite side. Baker driving in left side. She'll go up for two, and that's good.
I feel like she was tapped on the hand, so that could have been another foul by the Knights, but once again, the refs just calling it as they see it, so might not have had a great angle there. Courtney Baker able to get the two.
Good ball movement here from the Knights. We see Walters taking it in all the way. Left-handed layup. Beautiful take by Walters.
I heard an ooh from the crowd because that was a great maneuver by Walters. And right now, she has 13 points for the Knights.
Hubble with the ball for the Foresters. Hosser-Smith goes to the ground. Hubble left open. She'll hit the easy mid-range J.
That two-pointer felt like a very long punt you would see in football. It had some nice air time.
Nice little hang time there. Pat McAfee would be proud.
Mr. Boomstick.
Serrero gets it to Almeida. It's tipped by Palmer. Palmer all over her, doing a good job defensively. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Almeida driving on Eschman, baseline, dish out to Walters. One more pass to Hosser-Smith. She'll take the two, and that's good with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Baker bringing it up court. She's driving in right side. Pass out to Hubble in the corner for three, and no good. Rebound goes to Serrero.
I thought that ball was going to hop back in, Logan.
Kirby has it. It's out to Walters for three. That's no good. Almeida tracks it down, gets it to Serrero, and the Knights will reset off the offensive rebound.
I saw the effort by Palmer. It did not go unnoticed trying to box out. So you can once again see that installed into the girls tonight.
Hosser-Smith with a big three there. The Knights going to call a timeout off of it, 54-51. The Foresters still on top. 12:27 remaining in this ball game. Victor, what has kept the Foresters on top?
Well, first off, I kind of want to mention a weakness for the Foresters, since we did mention football. You mentioned the Colts, and I look back also the times when the Colts and Peyton Manning would face the New England Patriots. What's the number one way to stop the Colts? Well, stop Mr. Peyton Manning. That's keeping him off the field. And I think that's the thing the Knights are now doing in the second, is keeping the ladies from being able to get to the free throw line, because that is where they're going to win the game. So that's a great job by the Knights so far right now, not committing the fouls. But I think the Foresters are just doing a great job focusing on their strengths. One of the other strengths is their perimeter shooting.
Like you said, perimeter shooting big for the Foresters, but also getting to that free throw line. They're going to have to do more of that to keep this lead against the Knights. We see Palmer faking out Almeida and has to dish it back out to Baker. Baker finds Recker for the long two. Couldn't quite get that one to fall. Serrero comes up with it. Serrero gets it to Almeida.
I saw Kelsey Hubble just keeping her eye on the ball the whole time, just poised to knock it out.
Almeida going to take the mid-range after putting Miranda Palmer on some skates there. It's the easy two to bring the Knights within one.
Palmer might be showing some wear and tear right now, as she has, as she usually does, a lot of the minutes for the Foresters, as we hear the fans behind us not agreeing with the call by the refs.
Offensive screen illegal there from Courtney Baker. That's her first foul. Team's third so far. Sullivan in the game. She's driving in on Recker, and they're going to call foul on Recker. They're going to call it on the floor. That'll be Recker's second foul.
Well, so far the Foresters have 4 fouls in the second. It's kind of a turnaround from what we saw in the first, Logan.
Almeida inbounding from the baseline. She gets it up to Hosser-Smith. Hosser-Smith getting the screen from Kirby, taking the 3. It's not there. Trout getting the rebound. Baker getting it up court. She finds Palmer in the corner. Palmer showing her nice handling abilities. She finds Recker up top.
Trout wide open.
Recker trying to get it to her. Kirby gets on the ground for it. Sullivan there. Trout gets on it. They're going to say that Sullivan had the ball while being on the baseline. So that'll be a turnover for the Knights, and the Foresters will keep the ball. Shot clock resets. And it'll be Walters entering for Hosser-Smith. And the Knights. Foresters still with a 1-point lead with 10:46 remaining. Hubble inbounding from the baseline. She finds Baker. Baker takes the 2, and that's there. Courtney Baker adding another dimension to her game, and that is scoring.
We heard the coach of the Knights, Gerald, talking to the refs saying there should have been 2 seconds left on the clock, but does not matter, as Courtney Baker, she could have gotten off that shot in 2 seconds anyway.
We saw Almeida answering with a 2 of her own from the free throw line. And Baker brings it up quickly. She has Trout open up top. Trout takes the 3. Can't get that one to fall. Sullivan with the rebound. She gets to Serrero. Serrero trying to throw it to Walters up court. Walters saves it from going out of bounds. And Serrero has it up top. She'll slow it down. Gonna get the offense running. Serrero goes cross court to Walters on the opposite side. Walters goes down low to Sullivan. Sullivan goes up for 2, rolls around and out. Baker with the rebound. Baker easy laying the C's part. She can't hit the easy layup. Recker gets the offensive rebound. She goes up. It's not there. And they're going to say that that ball goes off of Baker's knee and out of bounds. Marian will get the ball.
Eschman's going to come in for Allison Trout. We saw Courtney Baker catching the Knights defense asleep, but the 2 not being able to fall, and then Recker trying to fight for the rebound, but ball went out, and now possession back to the Knights. As we once again see Almeida get the 2 from the same position where she's been hitting all night.
Almeida's had that right elbow shot down to a T, and that gives the Knights the 1-point advantage. Baker gets it up. She gets it to Hubble. Motion offense being run by the Foresters. Hubble finds Palmer. Palmer driving in, dish it out to Eschman. Recker has it, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Recker gets it to Baker, 2 seconds, she has to throw it up. Hits the glass and no good. Rebound goes to Serrero. Serrero finds Almeida, and she dishes back out to Serrero.
It is worth noting that so far in the second, neither Palmer nor Recker have scored for the Foresters.
Serrero driving in, not there. Down low to Kirby. Kirby goes up for 2, and that's good. Timeout called by Coach Collier, with the Foresters trailing 59-56, 8:25 remaining. And Victor, I believe you just mentioned it, Palmer and Recker scoreless so far in this second half, and we're nearly 12 minutes in. That has to be playing a key factor in the fact that the Foresters are trailing.
I would say indeed, I would have to agree with you, Logan. As you look at it, Kelsey Hubble had no points in the first, but now she has 8 here in the second. So maybe they're just trying to move the ball around a little bit more and get their girls with more points. But I would like to see the sharpshooter Palmer and Wrecker, especially Wrecker on the inside, have the ball just a little bit more, but that just attests to the Marian Knights defense right now, because they understood going into the half that Palmer and Wrecker were having their way with them. And they realized that coming out here in the second, and they're trying to shut them down. But it's nice that forcers like Kelsey Hubble and Allison Trout, we saw her do a great job on Friday night with her 11 points and her rebound, which helped the Foresters win that game. The Foresters, they have some nice depth, and that's what I like about this young Lady Forester squad.
Lady Foresters do have some depth, and they're going to have to use it now. But like you said, it's going to start with Palmer and Wrecker getting back into this ball game. We've seen Almeida have great defense on Palmer so far, denying her the ball, and Almeida has kind of warmed up, I'd say, for the Knights. She's drilled off the past 6 points, I believe.
Well, another quickie update. As I look down, the guys were tied at 43, so they're trying to fight back, but the Knights lead again by 2, 45-43.
Two great battles going on as we start conference play tonight. Foresters and a good one with the Knights. Baker finds Wrecker on the far side. She's driving in, met by Kirby. Palmer has the top of the key. She does a step back J, rolls around and in for her. Just like that. Commentators curse, maybe not. We got Miranda Palmer going. I'm taking credit for it, Victor.
I'm the one who mentioned it.
It'll be Hosser-Smith getting it over now to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff looking down low to Sullivan on Bonema. She can't get it to go. Great box out. But then Kirby just kicking it off her knee. And Hosser-Smith somehow comes up with it. Forster's missing an opportunity there for great defense. Smith finds Kirby. Kirby takes the long three. That's no good. Rebound goes to Courtney Baker. And Baker's looking to run it. She throws it to Wrecker. Wrecker gets it up top now to Baker. 15 seconds on the shot clock.
Plenty of time to reset.
There's a foul on Walters. As Walters reaching in on Palmer. Now it'll be Walters' third foul.
That was a pretty blatant reach-in call. I mean, it was right in front of the ref and right in front of Coach Culler, and we heard her yell out saying it was a foul. But that's only the second foul by the Knights.
We see Reese come in for Sullivan. Also, Walters will take a seat in for her. Will come Delph. Baker inbounds to Bonema. She gives it right back. Baker looking for a screen. She gets it. Baker looking for some offense. Finally finds Amelia baseline. Amelia Wrecker. Dishes back out to Baker. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Wrecker giving Baker a screen. Baker dish to Wrecker. Wrecker takes the two. It's not there. Bonema tips it to Hubble. Hubble gives it to Wrecker for two, and that's up and in.
Hubble has done a great job getting underneath the basket and getting the rebound. This girl's amazing me right now because she's come out guns blazing here in the second and getting her points and the rebounds.
With that Wrecker score right on cue, we see Palmer and Wrecker getting right into it. The Foresters take the lead. We see Hosser-Smith trying to answer. She can't. Palmer with the board. And Palmer not wanting to give this ball up. She gets the screen from Wrecker. She's going to take a three. Not quite there. Bonema going to get called for a foul.
I feel like I heard a slap of the hand by number 14 on Miranda Palmer. And Palmer's trying to plead her case as well. But the ball is going in the direction of the Knights once again.
We see Bonema going to have to take a seat. That's going to be her fourth foul as that was over the back call on her. 60-59. Foresters on top by 1. 6 minutes remain. We're in a barn burner, it sure feels like, Victor.
And Coach Culler, once again, has to be careful with how she uses Bonema because with 4 fouls, she can't get that fifth. She's been a very pivotal role for the Foresters tonight with her tallness, with her height. I'm just thinking about food and Thanksgiving, Logan.
That was Hubble getting called for a foul on Kirkhoff. Off the inbound, you see Reese getting the rebound. The Hosser-Smith miss, and she puts that up and in to give the Knights the lead back, 61-60. Baker finds Recker down low. She goes up and is blocked, but they're going to call a foul. This foul will be on Kirby. That's her third foul. The team's third. And now send Amelia Recker to the line to shoot a pairs. Her first one's up and silky smooth.
She continues to be perfect from the line. Knock, knock on wood. Hopefully I did not just curse her there.
We see Hosser-Smith and Kirby exit the ball game, and for them come Walters and Almeida. Remember, Almeida before she got substituted out was kind of on a roll, so look for her to try to come out and get things going. Recker's second free throw attempts up and in, and the Forsters retake the lead.
8 of 8 from the line tonight.
Almeida immediately attacking right off the glass.
You called it, Logan.
And the Knights take the lead again. Baker has it up top, finds Recker on the elbow. She gets it to Trout. It's tipped near the backcourt. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Trout gets it down low to Recker. Recker goes up with the left hand, and that's good.
Recker always finding a way.
Reese has it up top. She gets it to Delph. Delph getting a screen. She's driving left side, and that's up and in. Easy left-handed layup there. Baker finds Trout for three. It's not there, and there's going to be a foul call. They're going to call that on Amelia Recker. Loose ball foul on Recker. That's her third foul. Now that will send Walters to the line to shoot the 1-and-1 with Marian being in the bonus.
That's their 7th foul of the game. Again, a tale of two halves as the Knights had more fouls in the first, but now it's the Foresters leading in that.
This will be Kaylee Walters, the 5'7" senior from Fort Wayne Snyder High School, shooting the 1-and-1. That one's up and in. It's practically a home game for her. Homecoming Thanksgiving dinner for Kaylee Walters. She's put on a show so far tonight. We'll see her second free throw attempt. This one will go up, and that one's good to extend the lead to 3 for the Knights. Baker gets it up court. Hand off to Hubble. Hubble driving in left side. Pump fake out to Baker. Baker getting a screen from Trout. Baker has Walters on her now. And they're calling a foul on Delph for pushing Trout. That's gonna be the 4th foul on the Knights and Delph's first. We'll see Delph exit coming in for Ruby Hosser-Smith. Hubble gonna inbound from the baseline. Looking for a Forrester to get to, goes down low to Trout. It's tipped away by Walters. Off the backward, Walters gets it and running. She goes all the way up and in for 2, and that's good. Courtney Baker brings it up court quickly. Forster's down 5. Baker finds Palmer. Palmer has Almeida on her. She hands back off to Baker. Baker drives in, floater in the lane. That's no good. Reese with the rebound. Almeida gets it up court. Gonna slow things down for the Knights.
They definitely want to keep the momentum on their side right now, as there is 3:30 left to play, and Almeida gets down the line with the 2 as she's been doing all night. Knights lead 71-64, 3:27 left to play in Platte Arena. Coach Culler takes another timeout. She has 2 remaining in that game. Logan, what do you think the Lady Foresters have to do to stay in this?
I believe now with 3:27 remaining, the Foresters are going to have to start hitting some threes. First and foremost, you got to buckle down defensively, obviously. You're going to have to stop Walters and Almeida from doing what they've been doing, just dribble penetration. You're going to have to be able to stop that, but that's going to be hard to do. I think Bonema has to come back in the game to defend the paint. But offensively, Forster's going to have to get Palmer alive from the three-point line. She's going to have to really step up and hit some tough threes more than likely.
That is exactly right, Logan. And Palmer, she is number 11th in the nation in threes per game. So that is something that she definitely wants to do. She's also number 13th in the nation with threes made. So we know that she can hit the threes, but if now is the time to hit them. As we see, I got distracted, as the men are up 53-48 now against the Knights. They have just under 5 minutes left to play, so definitely a thriller down in Indy.
Thriller down in Indy, and a good one here also. Foresters down 7 coming out of the timeout. 3:27 remains. Recker inbounds it to Baker. Baker will walk it up. And immediately, Reese coming up with the steal, but saying she has stepped on the sideline. So the Foresters will keep the ball. It'll be Baker inbounding from the sideline. She gets it to Bonema. Bonema gonna have to dribble out of this. Walters on her. It's tipped into the backcourt. Palmer picks it up. She goes behind the back, gets it stolen by Kirchhoff. And Kirchhoff goes up and in, misses the 2. Bonema gets it to Palmer. Baker gets the pass, she finds Recker. Recker spins out, finds Hubble. Hubble throws to Recker. Recker up top to Baker. 15 seconds on the shot clock.
Foresters have to make sure they have good ball control. Every possession counts.
Hubble getting the pass, step back 2. That's no good. Rebound goes to Hosser-Smith. She'll find Almeida. 2-3 zone run now by the Foresters. Hosser-Smith finds herself with it. She gets it up to Kirchhoff, top of the key. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Almeida has it on the far side. She gets it to Hosser-Smith. Hosser-Smith over to Kirchhoff. And we're going to have an illegal screen called on Walters. That will be her 4th foul of the game. 2:05 remaining. Foresters down 7. Not time yet to hit the panic button.
Well, if they can draw the foul just like they just did, it can get them back to the line where they are the most efficient.
Recker handoff to Palmer. She's driving in, up for 2. No good. Ball hit out of bounds by Walters. Huntington will keep the ball. Hubble looking to inbound, gets it to Palmer. Palmer going down low on Amita. She finds Bonema for the elbow J, and that's good. 5-point lead for the Knights.
It's just like on Friday night, Logan. It's not how many points you score, but when you score them is what matters the most.
Forrester's going to need some key stops here. Kirchhoff has it on the outside. It'll be man-to-man now. Baker coming up with the steal and couldn't quite save it in the backcourt. Minute 19 remains. Foresters bringing it up. And the shot clock reset. The ref's going to decide if Courtney Baker had possession or not. Referee's trying to sort out a clock issue. 71-66. Marian Knights still on top. Minute 19. We're still trying to figure out what the shot clock would be set to. I didn't happen to get my eye on it. Did you, Victor?
I did not. I was too intensified by Courtney Baker's speed once again trying to steal the ball.
I'm thinking it has to be close to 10 seconds, somewhere around there, because when Marian did bring it up, they were at about a minute 30, and shot clock going around, and they are resetting it to 10 seconds. So at that time, I figured it had to be around 10 seconds.
That was a good call, Logan. So we're probably going to see some full court press by the Foresters now, and that is a smart move indeed with 1:19 remaining.
10 seconds on the shot clock is huge. That means Knights have to get up, break. They're going to say the Knights have to break. They're going to say the Knights going to have to break this press and get a shot off with 10 seconds. This has to be a huge defensive possession for the Foresters. Hauser-Smith gets the inbound, gets it to Almeida. Almeida dished over to Walters. Walters in the corner to Kirkhoff for three, and that's good. Timeout called by the Knights. And that might be the nail in the coffin for the Foresters.
We'll never say it's over till it's over. We got a fine example of that on Friday night, but it is definitely a hefty deficit right now that the Foresters are in. Down by 8, 74-66. What do you think the Foresters look to do right now, Logan, in order to get back into the game? I know you mentioned Miranda Palmer and having to shoot the threes. Is that what you still think the Foresters have to go to?
They have to get Palmer or Hubble. Someone's going to have to hit some threes. That's what it's going to have to be. Being down by 8 points with just over a minute remaining, you're gonna have to drill a few threes here, especially with the way the Foresters defense is set up. They aren't really a full court press type of defense. They don't have necessarily the athletic ability for that. They're more of the shooting type. So if they can get a few of those threes off and maybe force a turnover, play the free throw game with Marian. If Marian can miss a few free throws, they get themselves back into this.
Well said, Logan, as we look at the guys' score once more. And they're leading 53-49 with 2:23 left to play down in Indy.
Knights coming out of timeout. It will be the Foresters inbounding. Jump ball possession would go to the Knights. So if they go for that, that would be just as good as a steal. We see Recker getting the ball. Gets it down low to Palmer. Palmer up and in for two. And we have a timeout called immediately by Coach Collier and Huntington.
A great job by Collier calling her second to last time out. Clock management. Millie Recker being able to get the ball to Miranda Palmer. Foresters now down 68-74 with 56 remaining.
Like you said, it's getting closer now. 6 points is the advantage for the Knights. 2-possession game makes it very manageable for the Foresters. If they can get a stop here, and like I said, you're going to have to hit a three at some point in there. I just don't see the Foresters, getting 3 possessions at this, especially with only 56 seconds remaining. The clock does stop when the ball, on anything with under a minute. So you got to watch out for the clock. If you're the Foresters, you got to be very aware of how much time is coming off. And Huntington only having 1 timeout remaining, that might hurt them in the long run. But ultimately, it's just going to come down to defense if you force some turnovers.
Well, I'd love to see the Foresters with the full court press because Courtney Baker, she's great in that scheme with her speed. If she gets the right placement at the right time, it could be a game changer here tonight.
Almeida will be inbounding. She's the lady you'd want at the line for the Knights if you were shooting free throws.
Real quick update. The guys are ahead by 2 still, 55-53 with 45 remaining.
We see Hauser-Smith getting the inbound. She gets it up to Walters. Walters throwing it across to Serrero. And Serrero will be fouled by Palmer. I believe that'll be Palmer's third foul. And now send Serrero to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. 8 fouls on the Foresters. We see Reese coming in the ball game for Hosser Smith and the Knights. Forster's gonna have to box out here if Serrero misses.
Serrero has not gone to the line yet tonight.
And she misses the first one. Rebound goes to Baker. She's running up court quickly. She finds Trout. Trout takes the three. That's no good. Hubble with the rebound, and she is fouled. That's only 5 fouls on the Knights. They had a foul to give.
I'd like to say that was a arching pass by Allison Trout underneath the Kelsey Hubble, as is definitely getting physical right now. 30.3 seconds left to go.
Serrero will exit. In for her will be Kirby for the Knights. Hubble's going to inbound from the baseline. Hubble gets it to Palmer. Palmer driving right side, up and in, and one opportunity for Miranda Palmer.
As I said, Logan, it's not over till it's over. Palmer drawing the and one. Forster's only down by 4. Let's see if Palmer can negate that to just 3.
Forster's, if she does hit this, they're gonna have to run a press. And now we'll have a substitution. Hosser Smith coming in for Reese and the Knights, even though Palmer already had the ball. Referees allowing that to happen. Maybe a little bit of miscue. Hopefully it doesn't affect Palmer.
We often see miscommunication between teams, but miscommunication between the refs right now.
With 36 seconds remaining, there's a 30-second shot clock. If for the Foresters, if Palmer hits this, do you foul, Victor?
I'd almost say no. I would rely on Courtney Baker's speed, being able to draw the turnover, and then also just try to box in the Knights.
So the worst thing to do here would be for the Foresters would be, if Palmer hits, is to let the Knights run the score down and then end up fouling to give them easy points. I believe the refs are getting getting it all situated out. They're going to bring Reese back in and make Hosser Smith stay at the scores table.
The right decision. I will have to say, though, and I would kind of like to renege on what I said, it depends on who you foul, because there's a lot of ladies from the Knight squad that have not gone to the line yet tonight, so that might work to their advantage.
Palmer first has to hit this free throw. And it's good. And now we'll
still only missed 1 on the year.
Now Hosser Smith will be allowed to enter the ball game. Full court press being run by the Foresters, down by 3. 36 seconds remain. Almeida to inbound. She gets it to Walters. Walters gets it up court quickly. And she will be fouled. With 31 seconds remaining, this foul goes on Palmer. That's her 4th.
I saw Palmer look over to Coach Culler, and she was like, "That's my 4th." And then, but she was like, "It's okay."
Walters already hit a pair at the line. She's looking to do it again. 1 for 1, and she hits the first. Gonna earn herself a second one.
Well, another quickie update right now, and some good news. The men have beat the Knights down in Indy 58-53.
Good win there for the men. Ladies trying to do the same. Walters hits both. Baker bringing it up court quickly. Finds Trout for 3. That's no good. Rebound Baker. She's all over the place. She's gonna drive in, dish down low to Trout. Ball on the ground. Trout gets it. Jump ball, and possession arrow goes to the Knights with 16 seconds remaining. Almeida will inbound. Full court press still being run by the Foresters. And they're going to call foul on Kelsey Hubble with the hold.
Well, now I got to go back to what I first said, Logan. I to be honest, I really didn't want to see the Foresters foul because now they are at a 5-point deficit with 16 points left, and they just fouled the same player heading to the line. She's done great so far tonight with 16 seconds left. I would rather have seen the Knights ran out the clock some more and then missed the shot, and Courtney Baker tried to run it down.
Walters drilling both shots. Recker inbounds it to Baker. Baker gonna drive in, go up for two, and that's good. 10 seconds remain. Foresters down 5, 78-73. Coach Kohler calls her final timeout, and now Huntington University is gonna need a little bit of luck on their side.
Maybe more than luck, gonna have to have some skill as well to make sure when the Knights try to inbound the pass that they are just playing heavy defense and do not let that ball to get inbounds. But a positive for the Knights, they still have 3 of their timeouts remaining. I really don't know what the Foresters could do right now in order to get the ball back, because if they foul, and they can't foul the same girl that they've been fouling because she's perfect right now. They have to find someone else, but you know the Knights are going to try to give her the ball. My best answer right now for the Foresters is to not let them inbound the pass.
Say, and putting this in football terms, Foresters are going to have to put their hands team out on the floor and get this inbound. Going to have to get a steal and quick shot off and do it again. We see the clock going off. No time went off the clock, and they'll redo the inbound. Luckily for the Foresters, as the Knights had gotten it in.
Allison Trout's sister, Audrey Trout, red in the face right now as she's running the clock.
Inbound goes to Hosser Smith, and she is fouled. And Allison Hosser Smith to the line to shoot 2. That foul goes on Courtney Baker.
She's one of those Knights who have not gone to the line yet tonight, so we'll see how that has affected her.
Hosser Smith, a 5'8" junior from Lafayette, Indiana. Went to McCutcheon High School. That's the same high school as our very own Trevor Lockwood on the men's squad went to.
That is indeed.
And Smith hits the first shot to extend the lead to 6. Hitting this free throw would nearly end it, making it a 3-possession game. As we see your second one go up. And that is good. Trout gets it to Baker. Baker going to take a pull-up 3. That's no good. Rebound goes to Hosser Smith. And they call a foul with less than a second remaining. 3/10 on the clock. And Hosser Smith will go to the line again. That final foul going on Allison Trout.
Well, she's just wanting to leave it all out here on the court and make sure that she definitely presented the effort she is known to present.
And Hosser Smith's first one's up, and that is routine for her. Looking to just add another point to that stat line of hers. So her second one's up, and that is good. And that's how this one will end, 82-73. The Knights taking this opening conference play game here at Huntington.
This Marian Knights team, a great team, and they're showing it as they are now atop of the Crossroad Conference at 7-1. The Lady Foresters losing their only second game of the season so far. And I'm sure when the Lady Foresters visit the Knights later on in the year, it's going to be just as a hard-fought contest as we saw tonight. Great teams in the Crossroads this year.
You're definitely right. This Crossroads League is stacked with talent. Forster putting up a good fight, but couldn't quite come out with this win against the Knights. Knights playing a great game. They played a complete game, too, which really led them to victory.
That is exactly correct, Logan. A tale of two halves here tonight. We'll take a break here on the Forster Digital Network, FDN Sports, and we'll be right back with final stats and an interview with Coach Culler. And we're back here inside Platte Arena as an unfortunate end for the Lady Foresters. They fall to the Knights 73-82 and fall to 6-2, whereas the Knights improve to 7-1. Now let's take a look at the final stats of the game. Field goal percentage dead even at 46%. Same thing with free throws, 87%, and three-point percentage at 23%. I'm amazed by that right now, Logan, that it was all equaled up. But then as we look at rebounds, Foresters had 10 more, 36 as compared to 26.
Individual efforts here. You had great games out of Almeida and Walters for the Knights. They both had 23 points, but Miranda Palmer for the Foresters also had 23 for them. And Amelia Recker, like I said, came out strong, had 22 points, 8 rebounds. Did a great job, but the Foresters just couldn't quite get Kelsey Hubble going. Hubble struggled a little bit, went 4 for 11 from the field, but she had 7 rebounds and 7 assists to go along with her 8 points. She was close to a triple-double. Courtney Baker shot the ball 12 times. You don't often see that out of her, but she ended up with 12 points of her own. Also, she had 4 steals and 6 rebounds on the night. Not bad individual effort for the Foresters. It's just that the Knights got a few ladies going. They were perfect there from the line, seemed at the end with Walters, Amelia, and Honser-Smith all just knocking down free throws. They all went perfect for the night. Not a bad effort from the Foresters, scoring 73 points, but you can't allow 82 points.
That is right indeed, Logan. And correction on the percentages real quick. I thought it looked a little funny. The Marian Knights actually had 50% total field goal percentage, and they shot 60% at the three-point line. As we are met with Coach Culler here at the sideline, Kelsey Cruz, go away.
Thanks, Victor. Coach, what was tonight's mentality team-wise going into this game?
Well, obviously, we knew Marian is a very good team, and they have a lot of depth, and I felt like this was a game where if we didn't show up with some intensity, they would just blow us out of our own gym. So I challenged the girls to come out and just give everything they had on the floor, and I walked in the locker room and felt like they did that. We just got beat by a better team tonight. I can't fault our effort. Execution, we did things really well. We just had some lineups on the floor that we've not practiced a lot, and I thought we tried to handle that as best we could. So we did a lot of things right. We just couldn't overcome their hot shooting. You know, they just didn't miss. And unfortunately, we missed a few that we needed to hit down the stretch that would have kept things a little more interesting than it got anyway. It was unfortunate that all that happened there at the foul line because I told them we didn't need to foul when we got back within 3. But then all of that happened, and then they got caught up in the excitement and they fouled when we didn't need to. So unfortunately, you know, those kinds of things happen. You know, that's, if I could go back, I would change that. Remind them one more time, we don't need to foul. But again, I can't fault their effort. I mean, they were trying to do what they, you know, thought they needed to do. So I'm very proud of their effort tonight.
Something you mentioned last game that you wanted your girls to work on was boxing out. And you even mentioned this week in practice that you're going to be doing some drills to help with that. How did you feel like that translated into tonight's game?
Well, we held them under 10 offensive rebounds. Of course, they didn't miss a lot. But the part I was pleased with was that how much we got on the boards ourselves. In the first half, I really think that was the difference in getting us back in the game after being down 10, was just the second chance opportunities that we created ourselves by just hitting the boards and just kind of scrapping after the ball. And so I thought we made some improvement tonight on that.
Now, Marian, like you said, obviously a very talented team. However, they had a great second half. Overall, what do you think they did differently in the second half, or what do you think they were told in the locker room at halftime to come out and perform the way they did in the second half?
Well, I was very pleased with us coming out to start the second half and getting a 6, 7, 8 point lead. I think that the tide turned a little bit when they started face guarding Miranda Palmer and really not letting her get into any kind of offensive flow or part of our offense. And then with us playing a weird lineup with 4 guards out there, we were just kind of out of sync then without really knowing our spots. I couldn't call plays to, you know, get, because, you know, Allison was playing a post and she doesn't practice there. So I think that was the right thing for them to do, to take her out of the mix and really give themselves an opportunity. And then they just kept hitting shots. They got looks, they created some mismatches that favored them, and they took advantage of them, and more times than not. So,
well, we're excited to watch you guys in the future, and thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Kelsey and Coach Culler, for the post-game interview. Coach Culler just saying that her Lady Foresters were good, but the Knights were better tonight.
I say that's very accurate. Like we said, the Foresters getting 73 points. That's very rare, a high-scoring match. But we figured that's what was going to happen here tonight. And the Knights just coming out and getting 82 points. That's nothing new for them, as they're averaging 89 points a game. So I guess the Foresters could look at it as a win. They had it below their average, but just couldn't quite hold them enough.
Well, I would say it is a win, Logan, because they faced a very good, very well-coached Marian University Knight squad. But as I mentioned before, I look for this rematch down in Indy that will happen later on in the year. But for now, the Lady Foresters are 6-2 and the Knights improved to 7-1. Well, that'll be just about it here inside Platt Arena for FCN Sports. Real quick, Logan, what is your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Favorite Thanksgiving dish? Wow, that one's hard. I'll go with chicken noodles. I like some chicken noodles.
Chicken noodles, all right. My favorite is my dad's creamy, cheesy potatoes. I love those. I love me some of those. I can't get enough. But for all of our crew, our sideline reporter Kelsey Cruz, my partner in crime Logan Hunt, I am Victor McCarty, wishing you all a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next Tuesday night as the men start their conference play here at home.